AITA for not accommodating sister-in-law's food allergy? I 38 am married with 3 kids. Recently, my mom turned 65 and begged to see her kids' grandchildren on her birthday. I have an older brother who's married with 4 kids, ages 2 to 12, only youngest 2 are his, and a much younger brother, 23, who's single. My wife and I offered to host a weekend get-together. My older brother had to work late the first night, but his wife Emily offered to come earlier in the day with the kids and cook dinner for everyone. Emily is a great cook and her parents own a local restaurant that's well known for a dish they serve once a month. Emily is the chef for that dish and my wife and I have had it, but my mom and brother haven't tried it. I asked Emily when she arrived that day if she would make the dish and she agreed. I had most of what she needed, but I told her to text my younger brother for any extra items and I would pay for them. Dinner went great, food was wonderful. But at some point, my mom took a picture of her plate and sent it to my older brother with a caption that said something like, "You're missing out." And then it all went to shit. The reason Emily only makes this dish once a month at the restaurant is because she's highly allergic to one of the main ingredients. Her parents are weirdly protective of the recipe and won't let anyone else cook it. I assumed this was common knowledge within my family, but she and my brother have only been together about 5 years, so maybe it hasn't come up. In any case, my brother was furious that I asked her to make it. My little brother said I was disgusting, and my mom dramatically claimed that I put her in danger. Frankly, I think the reaction was ridiculous. She's a grown woman and clearly knows how to manage her allergy. It's not like she ate it. Also, Emily didn't seem upset about anything and was off watching a movie with all the kids, so didn't hear any of this. I kind of thought it had blown over after a couple hours, until my older brother got there around midnight and found Emily in the kitchen eating some cereal. He told me it was bullshit, that I made her cook a meal she can't eat and then let her eat cereal. Again, this woman is a grown-up. She could have asked my little brother to get her something else to cook for herself, but she didn't. At that point, I was tired. My wife had cleaned the kitchen and Emily had gotten the kids in bed. So when my older brother pulled out a chicken breast saying he was going to cook something for Emily, I put my foot down and said no. I feel like my family babies Emily as it is, lots of reasons for this, I understand it, but it's frustrating, and I wasn't willing to let my brother make another mess cooking a whole other meal at 12 a.m. The whole rest of the weekend was awkward and strained and basically ended with my mom and younger brother telling me that I ruined the whole get-together. Do I not get to set boundaries in my own house? Relevant comments. Wow, YTA. Why didn't you let her eat? The comment about everyone babying her makes me think you may be telling only part of the story. OP. I wasn't not letting her eat. She had some cereal. My family, especially my brother, get defensive and baby her for a lot of reasons, and some of them are good. Emily's family is tough on her and she has trouble saying no to things. But she's an adult and she has to learn to do that, otherwise things like this happen. Comment. I think my brain broke trying to work this out. Emily is an adult, right? She could have said, "I'll happily make that dish, but I'll need something else to eat for myself," or "I don't want to spend the whole day cooking something I can't eat." Did Emily ever say she was upset about this? I feel like her opinion on this is the only thing that matters. Having said that, you say in your post she didn't eat any of it. You didn't think it was weird that she cooked all day and then sat not eating anything at a family dinner? Did nobody else notice this or think it was weird? This is the first AITA post about food allergies I've read where the person cooked their own poison. OP. Right, she could have said either of those things. She never seemed upset, no. She knows how much people like that dish. I do know that she's tried to stop making it at the restaurant, but it caused fights with her parents. I don't think making it for my family is the same thing. Once she finished cooking, she served my mom and my wife, then went off to get her kids and mine settled with a movie. I think we just assumed she would eat later on. Was OP aware of the SIL's allergy? I did know about her allergy. She's cooked it for my wife and I before. It was my mom and younger brother that weren't aware. I guess I just thought she would cook something for herself at the same time. Or maybe eat what the kids had earlier in the night. She's not the kind of person to complain about things later, she's incredibly kind. I feel like it sounds like I don't like her. I do. Comment. Wait. So she cooked for the kids. Then cooked this? And you expected her to either eat with the kids or cook another separate meal? You really did F up. You treated her like a servant, then refused to let her get fed properly when someone else tried to rectify your mistake. You took advantage in the worst way, and then blamed it on her because she has trouble saying no. Comment. Look after your guests. Make sure they have somewhere to sleep and are fed correctly. You failed big time on that alone. You wouldn't do that to someone you don't really know. Why the hell is it acceptable to your sister? And then you are commenting on here blaming her for not sticking up for herself and saying no? It was your mistake not making sure she was fed. It was your fault for choosing a meal she couldn't eat. And it was your fault she went to bed hungry because your precious kitchen was clean. You want a host? Be a host, don't have a hissy fit because you dropped the ball. Don't have a hissy fit because your boundaries got broken whilst someone tried to fix your pickup. And stop taking advantage of people's kindness. I saw your first post title, by the way. Stopping visitors cooking after midnight in my house is a wee bit different to this one. Almost as if you tried to make yourself look better. It didn't work. Oh, and reading your other comments. You even know she's trying to stop cooking that dish and has issues with her parents about it. Come on, family shouldn't make her cook something she doesn't want to cook if it's that serious she's fighting about it. Okay. I get what you're saying. And maybe I'm being defensive and doubling down. I don't want her to feel like a servant. I do think she's a good person. She's wonderful to my brother. I just didn't get why she didn't just eat something else, but I guess I could have acknowledged it or offered her something. Someone else pointed out in another comment too that she was helping with my kids and hers, so she may have been too busy to make anything else. Comment. OP made a comment that the allergy is peanuts, so I'm thinking pad thai. OP. It's similar, but it's a unique dish. I've never had anything like it anywhere else. The restaurant is upscale, gourmet international food. It's very expensive and I was trying to treat my mom to the dish they're locally renowned for. In retrospect, this was stupid. OP. I feel like this is a terrible time to mention that she doesn't get paid at the restaurant. I get it. I'm a dick and was really in the wrong here. I'm going to apologize. Comment. She doesn't get paid for handling poison all day? What is wrong with her family? Edit and update. I can see that I'm definitely the AH. Got it. I showed my wife this post and the replies this morning. She hasn't commented much on this situation and said today it was because she was so embarrassed by my behavior that she didn't know what to say. But she agreed with almost everyone. I called Emily this morning and my brother answered her phone. I talked to him for about an hour and then was able to apologize to Emily. She explained that she said yes to cooking because she knew how much I like the dish and also she doesn't think I like her that much, so she was worried I would be upset if she said no. My brother also explained that her allergy has topical effects as well, and the cooking process gets the allergen everywhere, which is why she hates cooking it so much, and also why she can't make anything else for herself at the same time. Please note that I know I was the asshole even without this info. It just makes it worse. It also makes me look at the situation with her parents differently, because they've been having her make this meal for years and downplaying the skin reactions like it's not a big deal. I work in a really cutthroat, callous environment. It's not an excuse to be thoughtless with my family, but I do think it's had some clear effects in my general attitude toward other people. I do like Emily. She improved my brother's life profoundly when they got together, which is part of why my family loves her like they do. Emily was more gracious accepting my apology than I deserve, but she did also tell me that she won't be accepting invites to my house again for a while, which I think is fair. I was mad at first reading a lot of the comments, but I needed the reality check. Thanks. Relevant comments. OP. I've accepted I'm the AH here and agree that if I really wanted her to make this dish I should have offered to make her something separately. There are a lot of comments about my brother and my mom that aren't sitting well with me, but there are things that were left out, so that's understandable. Just want to clarify that my younger brother and mom both helped in the kitchen and with the kids. They also spent a lot of time hanging out with Emily while she cooked. Comment. That doesn't make this better. Having people hang out with you while trying not to have an allergic reaction does not improve things. You still don't get it. You shouldn't have asked her to make it in the first place. YTA. OP. I do get that and have said it multiple times. You're not understanding that my comment is in defense of my family who didn't know about her allergy. I'm well aware that I fucked up. But I see a lot of comments about my mom and little brother that are negative, so I was clarifying their position. Comment. You've already accepted judgment, so I just have to ask, why didn't you let your brother make his wife some chicken? I know what you said, but really you must have been ticked off in the moment to dig your heels in like that. Why would you instinctively make that call? I think this is where a clue might lie to what kind of person you are in general. I'm genuinely curious as to why you punished this woman like this. OP. Selfish reasons. I don't generally like having guests and find it really stressful to have even family over. We offered to host it for my mom's birthday, because our house is the biggest and due to COVID we didn't want anyone in a hotel. Usually I rent 2 Airbnbs down the street and that's where everyone congregates. They're not taking guests right now, but I thought, what's one weekend with people over? I got stressed out and by the time my brother got there I just wanted everyone out of the common areas. I have problems with this. But that's what I was thinking at the time. It had nothing to do with not wanting her to eat, I was just frustrated. More info on the sister-in-law's allergy. I learned more about the situation at the restaurant this morning. It makes me more of an asshole, but I can see I'm the AH here regardless. I clearly don't know much about food allergies either. My brother explained this morning that Emily's allergy, peanuts, is not just triggered by eating them. Cooking this dish requires her to crush peanuts into a paste, and she has a very hard time doing that without ending up with a painful rash somewhere where they made contact with her skin. I did not know this, not that it makes it that much better. My wife and I hadn't talked about it until this morning, and she read over these replies, agreeing with most of them and letting me know that she had been so embarrassed by my behavior she didn't know what to say. Comment. I'm glad you're accepting criticism. In the beginning, why were you saying the family babies are your sister-in-law? OP. So, that was my wife's least favorite part of the post. I tried justifying it to her, and that did not go well for me. After asking me when I turned into such a narcissistic jerk-off, my wife pointed out that Emily consistently goes above and beyond for her family and ours without one complaint, so my family is simply returning her kindness and also just showing they love her by normal things like caring about her wants and needs. Of course this makes sense, and I don't have a good explanation for why I decided to view it negatively. It's not about Emily. I've had a strained relationship with my mom and siblings in the past. Maybe it's just residual from that. But in this case I was wrong.